John's asking here, when consuming media, scenes of violence in movies slash TV or suffering in news reports, for example, the energy buildup and kriya sometimes ramps up as things are being cleared in my system. Is this clearing due to new additions, debris in my energy system, or does it point out what is already there and act as a catalyst to clear energy channels? Very interesting. It's a great question. It's a great question. So I don't know if we can get to the bottom of this as if it's like a clear cut black and white answer, whether it's like, is it mine or someone else's? I don't know. And so my simple overarching way of comprehending this is it doesn't matter. The work is the same, right? Whether it's coming from elsewhere or within us, the work is the same, meaning we have to sit with it, allow it to pass through, um, avoid seeing it as a problem per se, or seeing it as something that doesn't belong here in this universe. Whatever comes up is still part of the divine, the full spectrum of the light, right? Um, with that said, we can explore a little bit. I think that we all carry things that are found in the collective anyway, right? So if we see someone else getting angry or suffering or in grief, for example, we have some of that within us as well. I don't think we'll ever come to a point where we completely are like these like 100% cleared systems. I think the body itself carries historical, primal, um, uncomfortable emotions and energies within it. And sometimes those can get activated by something we observe. Um, and so observing something online can serve to trigger it, to catalyze it within us, to clear it. And we can know that every time we clear something, whether it's even alone in our room related to a story that's entirely personal and entirely belongs to us. The emotions that we're clearing, there's only like, I don't know, 15 or something of them, right? 15 different emotions, you could say, something like that. Random number I'm making up, but you get what I mean. Whenever you clear anger, even if it's a very specific anger related to something that happened to just you, that clearing of anger relates to the entire collective, right? It relates to the entire collective. Same for grief, same for any emotions. So anytime you do any emotional work, you belong to the collective. And so we're clearing it all for the collective as well. Yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's a black or white thing, because ultimately it's not like whatever we're watching on the news is about other people. There is no other. There's only us. It's only us. If we see a story about some other people, it's actually a story about us. So we're sharing in the experience, definitely. Yeah. The other way that I think about this is like we go through this process and we learn how to sit with our own uncomfortable emotions and experiences and memories and trauma. We learn how to process it through our system. We learn how to allow it to be there. We learn how to be patient with it, practice equanimity. We learn how to not judge it or label it as bad. That skill that we learn through this process is it's priceless skill. And so even after we come to a point of stability in our own work where we've kind of cleared our system, we have this skill. I don't think the universe or God or however you like to think about it, I don't think it says, okay, let these people retire now. I think the universe says, okay, we have these really highly trained masters of healing. Let's put them to work even more. And so sometimes then you end up just having to now clear things for the collective as well because you know how to do it. And so I for some that may be what happens. And if you're hearing that and you're like, man, once I'm done my own work, this work is gonna continue and it's gonna be for everyone. I understand that that sounds like a really bad deal. Don't worry. If at some point you do come to that place, um, I think in a very real way, you get kind of pampered. You get kind of pampered. You're treated like kind of like a VIP by the universe. You get breaks. Things just unfold smoothly for you in interesting ways to allow you to do that work. So you don't have to feel like you're just gonna be like enslaved and suffer endlessly as you purge and process. I think there's some grace, definitely. There's some grace around it. And at a certain point, you realize that like it's all you anyway. So let's just keep processing things that come up. And there, in some respects, there does come a point where you can actually kind of enjoy it in this weird way, not in like a masochistic way, not like that. It's more like you enjoy the different flavors of life as it's all flowing through you. Like let it all just flow through you because you're no longer preferring one thing over the other. You're just practicing equanimity with it all, and it can all just flow through you. And it's like a pretty interesting state to be in if you are willing to feel everything. Yeah. Yeah, Teresa, you're a master with benefits. Good benefits package. Yeah, Tawny shares here about something we were speaking earlier. I'm this person you spoke of here, Brent, seemingly called to transmute universal and ancestral energy and emotions. It goes through me just as if it was my own. And it is, in truth. It doesn't trouble me now because I accept it and realize what is happening. Maybe because I have little fear to feel whatever is here. All this is grace, as it really is quite beautiful in its intensity. Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, yeah. Very encouraging. And I hope that speaks to anybody who fears that once their own individual purification process reaches a certain point of stability, then they'll have to start taking things on for the collective. It's nothing to fear, as Tani was sharing here, right? It's really quite beautiful in its intensity. Yeah, and she doesn't have any fear to feel whatever is here. Yeah, so beautiful.